Network.
And welcome to week number 5 under the Friday Night Lights as we get you ready for all the high school football action going down in week number 5 in southern Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama. AJ Good here with Michael Marks. And Mike, we got a good mix. Non-region games, region games. A lot of history could be made here on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of teams really getting into the heart of region play. Lawrence County opening up region play, so it's a lot of fun games and starting to be games that actually matter.
Speaking of Lawrence County, Mike over here starting off 4-0 for the first time since 1964. First time that they've ever beaten Summertown, Loretto, and Giles County in the same season. They're almost the Southern Middle Tennessee champs right now. Got a little bit left to go.
Yeah, I mean, they've really cleaned out the local areas, both Summertown and Loretto. Then they go to Giles County, take out the Bobcats, Spring Hill, and now they head back up to Murray County with the test with Columbia tonight.
It's a big one. It's their first region game. They haven't beaten Columbia since 2016. A good contrast of both teams with a lot of skill, both teams with a lot of talent. It's going to be a pretty even, pretty close matchup here tonight.
Yeah, it really should be a good one between these two rivals.
Yeah, and when you look at both of them talented quarterbacks, good surrounding cast around them. Lawrence County, Mike, has done it different ways. They've gone through the air against Giles County. They've gone on the ground against Loretto. They went through the air against Summertown. Last week, over 300 yards rushing against Spring Hill. They've gotten it done in many different ways.
Yeah, a very balanced attack, and it makes it hard to defend when you don't really know what to kind of try to take out. If you want to eliminate the pass game, well, then they can run it all over. If you want to take out the run game, then they'll throw it over your head. I mean, it's made this team really, really tough, and it's why they're 4-0 to start this season.
Let's hear what the Wildcats had to say as we caught up with them earlier this week. Got a good win on Friday. No, it wasn't perfect, but anytime you can get a win, it's better than losing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's not that it felt like a loss afterwards. Spring Hill's going to surprise some teams this year, we think. I believe they've got a pretty good thing. They got a good core, nucleus of young guys. The kid who played quarterback for them was a freshman. And so, they've got some good things coming in the future. But anytime you can not do everything you want to do and still be successful, you got to win ugly sometimes. It ain't always cupcakes and rainbows. It ain't always, happy endings. And so the fact that our guys were able to grit it out and tough it out and grind it out and, really win a different way than what we've won, in our first 3 games. And so, I think we probably had Carter Pettigrew had a great night for us. He probably had as many carries Friday as he did the first 3 games. Yeah. And so it just kind of depends on what they give us, and they were giving us everything inside. And so Carter had a big night. Our offensive line, we rode those hogs all night. That's a fun night when you can dominate the line of scrimmage. We had some lapses there late. It probably felt like we already had it in the bag, and just gave up a couple of easy scores that I wish we'd get back. But hanging on and winning, that's the important part. And so super proud of those. Super proud of that.
We already had the defense out. We knew that we could beat them up front, and so we just we ran. Usually we change our offense depending on the team. Pulaski didn't throw much. It just depends on the team we're playing. So
allowed you and to have a big night. Your offensive line gave you some good holes, and you guys really beat them up front.
Yes, sir. It was there all night. I couldn't ask for any better blocking.
Columbia coming up in first region game and got to hit the road again.
Yeah, listen, Columbia's they're fast, they're athletic. They Coach Goff, all those guys on staff are college football guys. They're just got a ton of knowledge on their staff. They do a good job, and he does a great job getting kids out too. Columbia Central's been a place where it's sometimes it's ups and downs, and as far as the personnel and the kids they're able to get, but Coach Goff, they do a tremendous job, and their kids get after it too. They're fast, they're physical. We're looking for holes, because they've got good players everywhere. There's no bad players that we think, hey, we can exploit this guy. Hey, we can exploit. They've just got from top to bottom, they're just solid. And so we look forward to that challenge. That's something that hopefully will motivate us a little bit more. Also I think I was talking with former coach, Coach Marston. He thinks that the only time we've ever beat them in history. Now we've played them on and off. Been in their region, been out of their region. But he thinks the only time we beat them was in 2016 in a regular season game. And so, you know, we historically speaking, you know, we're not supposed to win this game. And you know, I think this will be a great catapult for the postseason. It'll have huge indications for what the postseason will look like, and it'll be a great way to start region. So,
yeah, they're good. They're definitely going to be a challenge for us. I think they're probably the best team we're going to play, or the best team we're going to be playing so far, as in all the teams we played. It's going to be a challenge for our offensive line, for receivers, everyone. They're fast, physical. That's going to play.
Mike, what are the keys to victory here for Lawrence County tonight?
Well, I think the big thing is you got to start fast. You got to start early. You know, going on the road's tough, especially against a rival that you haven't beaten in almost 10 years. So I think they're going to need to start fast, build up some confidence for them in the fan base, and kind of just ride that wave.
All right, well, coming up next, we head on over to Class 2A as we check in with Summertown, Loretto, and Mount Pleasant.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to the Friday Night Lights as we get you ready for all the high school football action going down at week number 5 in southern Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama. Over to Class 2A in the state of Tennessee, Mike, we're going to start off over at Summertown. Tough loss at home against Mount Pleasant last week. However, get a chance to get back on the right track. Scotts Hill coming to town tonight. Yeah,
like Clint said during X Sports Live on Wednesday, it was a tough loss. You know, this was one that Summertown really wanted against a big rival like Mount Pleasant. But they're a good team, and sometimes good teams, you know, get big wins. But you know, Summertown, it allows them to be back at home again. Once again, you know, they've had a lot of home games in a row here. But against the team that isn't having as great of a season, doesn't have as much experience and veteran leadership, so you know it's a good chance to get back on the right track heading into the heart of region play.
Yeah, best case scenario here for Summertown is you get up big, let some of your younger guys play, get some of your older guys and some of your depth some rest that much needed. Scotts Hill a little bit down. You saw them last week, and this can be a really good chance for Summertown not only just to get back in the win column, but good chance to win a game and get healthy at the same time.
Yeah, and that's huge because we talked about it. Summertown's in a similar spot that Loretto is, where they don't have a lot of depth. Right. So if one guy goes down, that could be a senior getting replaced by a freshman,
right.
and getting an opportunity with a team like Scotts Hill to get some of those freshmen some reps late in the game. Get your seniors out, let them rest, let them heal back up, because you got a big one the following week.
Yep. We caught up with the Eagles earlier this week. Here's what they have to say as they go into Friday night.
All right, Coach, I know Friday wasn't exactly the results you guys wanted, but plenty of positives to take away from that game on Friday.
Oh, we did some good things. I mean, no doubt. Just like every week, we've done some good things and we've made some mistakes. And, your room for error is a lot less in some games, and it certainly was Friday night. Some positives and some negatives. Take the good with the bad. Come out here and let's go back to work, see if we can't get better.
I think we worked hard. I think we saw a lot of us fight. I think that's a big thing. I just think we fought. I don't think we gave up, especially when things weren't going our way. Fought back.
Obviously, when you play a team of that caliber and to be with them at the end, that's got to be pretty encouraging.
I think we're pretty good too. I think we got a chance to play with people like that. We're nothing at half and tied it up at 14, whatever point it was, and I think we got a pretty good football team that's capable of playing with anybody, and we certainly did that the other night. Just too many mistakes.
Scotts Hill coming up next, and another challenge for this team.
Yeah, no doubt. The challenge is always to get better. You've got to continue to get better. I don't care who the opponent is, and that was the challenge last week. It's certainly the challenge this week is get this football team better, and regardless of what level of competition we're playing. And let's get back to work. And what we're trying to do, get back to work. Let's see if we can get better.
Yes, sir. I think we just do our thing. Everybody does what they're supposed to and try not to do too much. I think we'll be good.
And it's a region game. They're all important at this point of the season.
No doubt. Every region game is important. And we talked last week about the importance of every game. That Mount Pleasant game last year cost us a region championship looking back. And we didn't know it at the time. But that's what you want to do is just take each one of them one at a time, and at the end look back and see where you stack up. And all these games count. Region games vital.
And finally, your favorite question: what's it going to take to get a win here on Friday night?
Well, we need to play clean football. We've still, we had another fumble and another pick the other night. Had too many penalties. So just missed assignments. We just got to clean things up. And if we can protect the football. And again, take care of our assignments and do what we do, then I feel like we got good shape.
Just working together and just fight until the end.
All right, Mike, keys to victory for the Eagles here tonight.
I think tonight gives them a good opportunity to maybe try to find a new wrinkle in their offense or their defense, maybe try to find a new player that could be a big key on both sides of the ball, and I think that will lead to a win and maybe some more success down the road.
Staying in the same region, even though they're outside of region play here in Week 5, Loretto got their first win of the year, first win in the Bryce Glass era. So region win as well against that Scotts Hill team that we were just talking about. Going on the road to Collinwood, who's they've beaten Scotts Hill.
Yep.
It's like everyone that's beaten Scotts Hill is facing each other in a very close 1-point loss to Franklin Christian last week. So both of these teams actually starting to play pretty good going into this game tonight.
Yeah, and that was a big win for Loretto last week, obviously. They thought they had a good opportunity week 1 against Cornersville. Cornersville turned out to end up being a pretty good team, and you had that tough loss. And, then you had 2 back-to-back tough losses against Lawrence County and Lewis County, but then you got to go to Scotts Hill. You got to really establish your run game, establish your pass game, and get everybody some confidence, get some young kids playing. And now that leads into Collinwood, another team that's beat Scotts Hill, but their offense is starting to look a little better too. Tough loss to Franklin Christian, but that's a good team. So I think it opens up for a very good game tonight in Collinwood.
Yeah, and the running game got going for the Mustangs. Riley, Brown, a pair of rushing touchdowns, and and the game's starting to slow down and make sense for your quarterback as well.
Yeah, you could tell the first couple of games. Obviously, just a sophomore, didn't get his freshman year last year on JV because of an arm injury. So now that he's actually been able to go out there, play some snaps, see some different looks, I think he's starting to get his confidence about him. You could just tell. Watching him last week against Scotts Hill, that team needed that. They got that confidence back in them, and I feel like they feel like like they can pass the ball comfortably. They can run the ball comfortably. And it's all about their defense getting stops, which it worked last week at Scotts Hill. Maybe it'll work again against Collinwood. But, that's going to be a big team in Collinwood. And they're going to be physical, and they're going to be strong.
All right, well, let's hear what the Mustangs had to say going into week number 5.
All right, Bryce, good win there the other night, and finally got the first one there in 2025.
Absolutely, felt good. I'm proud of the guys. Happy for them that they got one.
Well, what was the big difference for you guys there the other night?
Consistency. We didn't turn the ball over. We didn't have a lot of penalties, so consistency on offense and defense. I mean, we tackled really well. Didn't have a bunch of missed tackles like we had been having, so I was pleased.
Just working all together, actually putting in the effort, and that's it.
How important was consistency for this team the other night?
Really important. Just really made the team really in spirit and made us all play harder.
And it had to feel good too. You get that you get that first win, and on top of it, it's a region win as well. So you got a lot of how important was it to finally get that first win?
It was really important. We needed it, especially to make it to the playoffs, and we're gonna need this big win coming up on Collinwood too.
Yeah, I love the running game. Watching Colby and Riley just do what they did the other night.
Man. And we talked about it in the film. Their runs were impressive, but what's more impressive to me is their blocking. When we put our freshman and sophomore back in there, and they were at Andrew and Colby were at H-back. I mean, they're going out there smoking guys for those young guys to still be able to run the ball. So they're two great players. Couldn't be more proud of them.
And after the first couple weeks, it probably felt really good to see the defense do what your defense did.
Absolutely. If we don't give up 184-yard pass right there on a miscommunication, we hold them to under 50 yards. I mean, that's crazy for any team. So, very proud of the defense.
New challenge coming up and having to go back on the road at Collinwood.
Yeah, very good team. Got some big backs again. The last few years they've always had some big backs. They got another one this year. Run 2 different guys at quarterback. Both of them are pretty good. So we're going to have our hands full.
What's it going to take to get a win there on Friday?
Keep being consistent on offense and defense. We got to keep running the football. That's one of our strengths this year, like with our backs with Colby and Andrew. But also we got to have enough pass game where people just don't load the box on us and start mashing us. So we got to get more consistent in all aspects.
A lot of team effort. Offense needs to really put some yards on the board. Defense needs to lock up. Can't let yards fly.
All right, Mike, keys to victory for the Mustangs tonight on the road, taking on Collinwood.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how well they run the ball. Obviously, like I just said, Collinwood's going to be a big physical team up front, but Loretto has also been a quite physical team, and they ran the ball really well. They had Riley, Brown, and Chapman even getting some very valuable snaps. If they can keep them all going tonight, I think that'll open up holes in the pass.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, my friends, welcome here. We are here in Summertown, Tennessee tonight for football action. This is Adam Lindsay here with Mr. Drew Cranston and Mr. Will Pettis. Drew, my friend, how are you?
Good, Adam. How are you doing this evening?
Awesome. Will, my friend, how are you? So, Scotts Hill tonight, Drew. What do you see with this group? I know they've had a rough start, 0-4 to start the season.
They are. I have to imagine that's not the record they had anticipated when they kicked off in that first game. But, Adam, if you look at their roster, they are a young group. So a lot of room for them to grow. I'm sure they will. But, I just have to imagine that they're looking to right the ship this evening against the Summertown Eagles.
Well, I was looking, 12 points on the year so far, basically averaging 3 points a game. And, Summertown has played some teams really tough, so, this should be a tough one for them. But it's not their future road in the distance for them. They've got Mount Pleasant and Lewis County after tonight, so things are not going to get easier on this Scotts Hill team. But Summertown here, after a really exciting game last Friday night with Mount Pleasant, they end up losing that one in a tight one by 7. But, Drew, there's a lot of good things I did notice last week.
There really are. One thing you have to say about the Summertown team is they are a gritty bunch. They definitely punch above their weight. We're not the biggest team. We also don't have a ton of upperclassmen, but you wouldn't know it if you watched any of the games we've had these previous 4 weeks. And like you said, when you get to that point differential, we've given up 67, we've allowed 91, and a couple of those were special teams. So I think that's something that we've got to focus on this week. We've really got to button up special teams both on punt coverage and preventing big plays, and then also giving our kicker a chance to put the ball in the uprights.
So Scotts Hill, they do win the toss, but they do defer. So they will be kicking off here to start this game too, Summertown. So Summertown will get this football. And here's your kick. It's a short pooch. It will be fielded. Coming up the middle and wrestled down right at midfield is Peyton Powell, sophomore. So good field position, Drew, to start us off.
Absolutely on the plus side of the field. Always good to get a positive return. Let's see if we can't get something going here right out of the gates in this first drive.
I will say one thing, too. It's not very often you see that Summertown might actually have more players on their team than the other team. And they might actually, I don't know, it's close, Will, but outsize maybe.
We might, and we even might have more upperclassmen. In correction, I guess I was looking at the referee's wrong foot, so we're actually on the 50.
Yeah, right at it. So we do have a clock stoppage very quickly. The official, well, actually, the clock never even started, Drew. It's still on 12. So for whatever reason, the clock did not start on that return on the opening kickoff.
Just for those at home watching, I just want to point out, so the clock is kept by an official on the sideline.
Yep.
The gentleman up in the press box, his job is to keep the scoreboard. Now, he can reset the clock if the referee, like in this case, I would imagine they'll tell us to reset it. But it is actually run by an official to hopefully mitigate that fear of some home cooking. But even when that happens, sometimes technology just doesn't want to work right.
Yeah. Well, and me and Clint mentioned it last week. There's been some ongoing kinks. Newfield, there's been clock issues to some extent, some worse than others, about every game this year, whether it be the play clock or even the main one. But looks like they're about to get that worked out, I hope, but it's still showing 12.
May have us a little old school football going on. Bring back the analog clock. The referee just keep it in his pocket.
Hey, that would work. But we're still waiting. While we got a minute, for those that are wondering, why in the world are we listening to this trio tonight with Will? Mr. Brazier, he has decided to leave us for this weekend. Clint, he's I think he's visiting some family out of state, and he's hitting a big golf course, a major golf course tomorrow, from what I've heard, Drew. So
that was the rumor running around town that I heard as well. I believe he said something about if he doesn't shoot below 80, he wasn't coming back. So hopefully we get a nice, score in the 70s.
Well, if I made that statement, my wife might as well just go ahead and marry another, because I would never return if you're waiting on me to shoot under 80.
Just depends on when you stop counting the score.
I would have stopped counting about after maybe a whole 12.
13 or 14, that's pretty fair.
Tell me something, Will, and this may sound absurd, but where is Scotts Hill? Do we know this?
I know you go through it on your way to Jackson.
On your way to Jackson, okay.
So, Adam, I'm not ashamed to admit I had no idea, so I actually looked it up. It is a little bit west of here, going towards that Henderson area. So, Henderson before you get on into Jackson. But, yeah, I had no idea. I had to look it up myself.
Take that trip next year.
I may be retiring after this one.
Adam may be playing golf that week.
I'll figure out something to do.
I'll meet you at Dixie Oaks. We ain't got to go all the way to the Carolinas.
We'll make plans. So Summertown, we finally got it. Clock set to 11:54. Summertown's going to take their first snap of the game. That will be handed off up the gut, but faked, and that pitch will go astray. We do have a fumble. So Summertown's going to lose, what, maybe 4 on that one, Drew?
Yeah, I guess it depends on if they did, in fact, call it a fumble, which it looks like they did.
I noticed the head referee threw his beanbag.
Good eyes. I was watching.
So I knew he threw something, but I'm not sure. But I thought it could have been a flag initially.
There you go. Good penetration by number 55, Marco Pedraza, the defensive end.
So that next handoff is going to go up the middle, and it's going really virtually nowhere. Another loss for Summertown. That'll be Klinghardt up the middle, but looks like he might have even lost a yard. So Summertown's going in the wrong direction here in the first 2 plays. They're facing a 3rd and 15 from their own 45.
Tell you what, Adam, if these guys are going to play like this all day, don't tell them that they're 0-4.
Well, and the thing about it is, and you know this, Drew, I've coached teams like this. You struggle. You have things. Hey, you don't have a ton to play for, and you just go out and play. And I'm sure this team has some talent. That will be pitched out. They're going to get the corner. Down the sidelines, that will be number 3, Michaela Powell, a junior. And he's going to get near that first down marker.
It's going to be close. Looks like the referee has spotted him about 4 yards short of the line to gain. Good tackle by free safety number 8, Mason Hanna, to cut Michaela Powell off, because you're right, Adam. You let him get out in space. Yeah. He's a hard one to catch if you don't get in front of him.
Well, and like I was saying, Scotts Hill, they're 0-4. They've had a rough season, but at a point you can just relax and just play football.
Absolutely, especially for these young guys. They got, they're developing every single game.
So Summertown's headed. They're going to go for it here, and we have some laundry. Somebody jumped. I'm going to assume we're going to see who it was. It will be against Summertown. Oh, excuse me. Evidently, they got a timeout before that play went sideways quickly. So we'll be back here in just a moment. Summertown facing a 4th and 4 early on in the game.
When it's time to build a home, remodel, or add on, Hamby Builders is this area's experienced construction company. From site selections to floors, doors, windows, trim, tile, bathrooms, and kitchen, the Hamby Builders team can make your home the home of your dreams. Hamby Builders is licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience in homes in Giles, Lawrence, Wayne, and Murray counties. Trust your home construction or light commercial project to the team with experience and integrity. Hamby Builders. Call 931-629-5264 or 931-629-9472 today.
At Murray Regional.
All right, back at it. Summertown facing a 4th down and 4 from roughly their own 45-yard line.
Staying true to form. We've seen Summertown go for it quite a bit on 4th down this year.
There's a snap. That's going to be pitched out. He will get the corner, and he may go. He needed a block but couldn't quite get it. That's a great play there by number 5 for Scotts Hill.
Absolutely. That would be Mason Manning. But look down here. Excellent job. We got the wide receiver, Jake Pettis, getting in on some of the action on the block. Able to give just that extra little bit of cushion and then foot race. Oh, wow. Well, you're right, Adam. What an excellent play. Getting blocked to the ground and still had enough awareness to reach up and make that solo tackle.
And that was Colton Pugh, I believe, on that run. That was a great job getting to the corner. So Summertown 1st and 10 here from their own 19. Handed off right up the gut and pounding ahead is number 32, Klinghardt. I know, too, Drew, riddled by a few injuries now. I know Reed, I believe, is, if I'm not mistaken, I was told is out for the season. I believe Austin Reed is out for the season. Had a major injury. I believe that last week against Mount Pleasant, I believe, right, Will? That young man, he was a big part of this defense. And they're going to miss him. Back to pass. Into the corner. Just a half inch out of the grasp of Pettis.
I think Dillard's going to want that one back. You're right. Just barely overthrown.
Well, and Pettis is another one. Will was talking. He comes in tonight with a broken finger. Did he get that in practice, Will?
Yeah.
So Will warned us if you think Jake is shooting your bird, he's not. It's just a broken finger. So,
oh, there it is. Yeah,
there
excellent.
it is. So yeah, don't think anything of it. If you see Jake tonight, he's not being rude.
Excellent camera work.
So 3rd and 4 here. A ton of confusion in the backfield, but Dillard's going to get out of it, shed one tackle into the corner, and go out of bounds.
What a great individual effort, because that play was doomed from the start. We had 3 running backs run into each other.
And he's going to get a first down.
Wow. Look at him lower his shoulder.
I told them we had a similar incident happen last week, Drew, and I told Will, I said, that would what it look like if me, Will, and Clint were in the backfield. that is a perfect analogy of what it would look like.
Call that play the Three Stooges.
Yep. But, hey, great job there by Dillard, just making something to nothing. Now you're 1st and goal from the 4. And that one looked like it was doomed from the start as well. Got a lot of confusion there. And I believe they're going to get Summertown for a false start.
Can't tell if somebody was confused on the snap count, if we snapped it sooner than the quarterback was ready, because you're right. I
tell you something, Drew, you watch this too. It looked like Dillard really got popped. I mean, hard.
Yeah, Max Dillard will take some shots. Between him and Klinghardt, those two do not back down from contact, and combined they have over 100 carries on the year. So you have to wonder at one point, when is that load going to start to beat them or wear them down a little bit. But so far this year, they've answered the bell every single week.
That's going to back Summertown up back to their 9. So now 1st and goal from the 9 following that false start penalty. Man in motion. That will be a pitch, and he's going to get blasted. Ball on the ground, picked up by Scott Hill, and he's probably going to go unless somebody can catch him. He's not coming back. And there is one trying to catch him. Is Powell. Can he do it? Yes.
Wow.
What an effort. If you're Summertown, that's a disastrous play, but what a effort by Powell.
You're right. I mean, we had a blitz coming from the side we motioned away from, so that play is there, and just, never mind, we didn't see that angle.
But I'm going to tell you that, I don't know, was that Powell that had the handoff?
The pitch was to Powell.
Yeah.
Had the fumble, but then what an incredible individual effort to get up and chase their defensive back down 85 yards to stop him short of the goal line.
And Powell got blasted there, and not of his own doing either. As soon as he catches that pitch, he has nowhere to go. So not only after getting hit that hard, Drew, if that's me, the stretcher would be over there right now. Just go ahead and get me off the field.
Absolutely.
As Will just mentioned, Lawrence County up 7-0 on Columbia Central. That one is in Columbia tonight. So here we go. Scotts Hill with the football, and they are in business. Deep in Summertown territory, handed off up the middle and nowhere to go.
So that was big number 9, their fullback, Colton Clark, on that carry, and he was met by several Summertown defenders right around the line of scrimmage.
So a great job there. That will push them back to the 7-yard line. And here they come again. 2nd down. What is that quarterback, number 6?
I believe so, Adam. I think that is Avery Holmes.
He's going to get it. He's going to go around the right edge and get tripped up. A great job, and I don't think if that tackle's not made, that young man's gone into the end zone.
Absolutely not. Great job. Grady Rigsby came flying through to the backfield and was able to trip the quarterback up for
I'm looking. Stop. What got me confused is that it's showing on him a free safety and wingback freshman is number 6. So I was curious if that maybe my eyes were deceiving me.
No, I got the same. I mean, it's definitely number 6.
Yeah, I'm showing a Ty Bartholomew, a freshman at QB, but as number 7. But that will be number 6. That will be Avery Holmes. So 3rd and 4. Trying to get around the edge. Stacked up. Do they hold? We'll see. They're near the goal line, though. But they will be short. So a good defensive stand so far for Summertown.
Absolutely. Coming off a sudden change, it'd be real easy to get your head down and just give this up, but they have definitely stood up and are fighting. With the excellent camera angles we have here, thanks to Will, we're going to get to come in tight and watch, see if they can't pick up this final yard to get in the goal line.
I really feel like I'm watching Monday Night Football with Will up here. I mean, he is like light years ahead. I feel like I want to start talking like John Madden every once in a while.
I told him last week, when do we get the yellow line? Like, that's all we're missing is the yellow line to gain.
So we are going to have let's see what we do have. We have a false start. That is huge. You're facing a fourth and basically look like it's on the 1 yard line. You might as well call it, and you back them up 5 yards. That's huge. That's a tough break for Scott Hill.
I didn't see much there. I mean, so these guys, they get set, but the whistle's already blown.
So that will back them up all the way to the 7.
But you're right, Adam. You're definitely going to flip to a different page in the playbook, going from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6 or 4th and 7.
Well, and Scotts Hill, like we talked about, they scored 12 points on the year. You get a huge turnover. You're down. You're a yard away. Those are the things that just bite you.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just feel like you're snake bitten. But here we go, 4th down and 7. Back to throw, under pressure. He's going to get away. Throwing into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. That is a great throw into the corner of the end zone, and Scotts Hill will be on the board.
Absolutely great individual effort to break that tackle, roll out, and then to keep your eyes up, and then the quick release to a wide open receiver in the corner. We're going to stick with number 6, Avery Holmes, because from where we're sitting, that's the number the quarterback is wearing. So, Avery, I hope that is indeed you.
But, hey, a great job eluding. I thought we had him there in the backfield, but he just kind of shed that tackle and rolled out and found that guy right in the back corner. It's the way to get it done.
It is. So Scotts Hill will strike first. Let's see if so they will attempt to go for 2.
There's the snap. They will go for 2. Quarterback will keep, and he's not going to get there. Ball on the ground, but that will be a dead ball. And Scotts Hill will get turned away on their 2-point conversion. But if you're a Scotts Hill fan, on a good note, they have scored 50% of the entire offensive production on the year in their first drive tonight. So Scotts Hill leading 6-0. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
For over 50 years, Southern Tennessee Regional Health System Lawrenceburg has been a cornerstone of care in Lawrence County. From cardiology to orthopedics, general surgery, primary care, and women's health, we offer compassionate expert care close to home. Our ER is now stronger than ever with more providers, chest pain accreditation, and our newest Joint Commission stroke accreditation because every second matters. Generations have trusted us for compassionate care and medical excellence. Faster, trusted, accredited. Emergency care with Hometown Heart.
All right, back here in Summertown, as we just mentioned before the break, Scotts Hill jumps out on top. A huge turnover for Summertown and a great hit in the backfield forces the fumble that was nearly returned for a touchdown. And Scotts Hill lead this one 6-0.
See how Summertown bounces back. Thought you were coming up with a stop. Now you get a chance to get the ball back on offense. Let's see if we can't get our own 6 points.
Short pooch kick. It will be fielded. Coming up the gut. Basically, it looks just basically like a replay of the initial kickoff. Summertown's going to get it right at midfield. That will be Wilson.
Noticed a lot of that style kickoffs in high school and middle school football this year. We're not really kicking it deep. We're not really angling it. Just that about 20, 25 yard, I guess for lack of a better word, pooch kick.
Yeah, there's a lot of I've thought about reasons for that. Of course, 9 times out of 10, your better, quicker, faster kids are deep. You know, for receiving teams. Maybe they're just trying to limit the amount of damage. I don't know, but I've wondered that. That's going to be a pitch out. Coming around the right edge, and he's got a ton of space. Great cutback, another great cutback, and wrestled down at the 21 is, I believe, is that Hoffman?
That is indeed. That is Bradley Hoffman.
Yep.
Well, that's a good way to respond, Adam. Pick up 20, 30 yards on your first play from scrimmage coming out of a touchdown.
Well, and last week, they had issues getting the corner against that fast Mount Pleasant defense. They've done it a couple of times tonight and really just ripped off a bunch. Just don't have anything to show for it quite yet.
Right.
So 1st and 10 from the 21 now. Another pitch out to try to get around the corner, breaking a tackle, but could not get loose from it is Michaela Powell. So they will lose, looks like at least 3 on that play.
Adam, they're going to have to get that corrected because that was the same play that we had the turnover on and almost the exact same result there. The defensive player was just sitting there waiting for Michaela Powell to catch that ball.
Yeah, they've done a great job. And I know one thing, watching a lot of film will help with that too, to kind of get an idea of what Summertown likes to do. So 2nd and 14, and going down immediately is Dillard.
Man.
And he looks a little frustrated.
I'll tell you what, number 55, Marco Pedraza, again, I mean, he just goes almost untouched through that A-gap. He has his hands on the quarterback before he can even hand it to the up back, Adam.
There's just been a ton of confusion in the backfield tonight already. And I know we're only, 4 minutes remaining in the first, but it seems like Summertown's a little discombobulated on offense.
We need to make something happen positive here on 3rd down, at least get half of it back so you give yourself a chance at a field goal.
Dillard's going to keep it. He's going to try to get up the middle, and he's got room to run. He's going to get a 1st down. Will he get into the end zone? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Summertown. Dillard's going to get into that corner right at the pylon.
Excellent job by Dillard to just keep those legs turning. He saw the end zone. He was not going to be denied. Rumbles in for what will be his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Great job to shed that tackle.
Well, and they kind of drew everybody in right there, Drew, and kind of once he got to that corner, just nobody could get to him. So Summertown, they're going to try to take the lead here after a failed 2-point conversion on Scotts Hill's touchdown. Summertown with a chance here to take a 7-6 lead. Extra point up, and good. Summertown with a 7-6 lead on a touchdown run by Dillard. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
Back to big savings at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Score 0% financing on select models and up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 1,500 trucks. Over 150 used vehicles, all priced to move and below market value. Need service? Our expert team is ready, and we've got loaner vehicles to keep you moving.
All right, back here in Summertown, Adam Lindsay here with Mr. Drew Cranston and Will Pettis. Summertown takes the lead with a Dillard run. Quick update, Lawrence County and Columbia Central are now tied in Columbia. Another exciting game, at least on paper tonight, which we've been looking at, is Adamsville and Lewis County. Adamsville leads that one 7-0 early on. And as Will, man, we've got so many. Will, we've got to get all these screens out of here, man. There's so much going on here. I feel like I'm watching ESPN with a scrolling bar at the bottom. We've got to get that, Will. Just have them rolling across the screen. Will be giving us scores from Arkansas one day.
Hey, let's do it.
Summertown with a kickoff. Nice kickoff. That will be fielded at around the 18-yard line. And he's got a little room coming around the right edge. Can he get there? Yes, he can. at the 40 and finally pushed out of bounds close to midfield. Summertown does have a player down, and I believe that is Lincoln Wilson. He is up, though. Looks like he's okay.
I mean, great effort by the return man, number 4, Hayde West Britt. But, Adam, you would expect the coverage team to stay in their lanes and not allow a guy to run from one sideline clear across to the other.
Well, and that young man, too, deceivingly, once he got up ahead of steam and could really get moving, that young man can fly. He has some speed. But Scotts Hill will set up shop. At least they're on the 45 starting this time instead of their own 5. So
absolutely.
That's a good note. There's the snap, handed off, trying to get around the edge, and maybe for just a few yards is number 2, Bedwell.
Got a couple flags on the field. This one might be coming back. That's typically in the area of holding, and now the white hat has confirmed our suspicions, so we'll back it up. Try first down one more time with 15 to go this time. Excuse me, 20 to go.
Scotts Hill's had a few penalties. That false start down when they had the ball on Summertown's 1-yard line was killer, but they did end up scoring a touchdown out of it. But
yeah, let's hope we don't give them some motivation and put together another scoring play after a penalty. But hey, I have been impressed. I like the fight Scotts Hill's bringing to the game tonight.
They brought some energy tonight, and that big turnover early will really get your blood flowing too. That kind of gets you excited. Back to throw, getting some pressure. He's going to get away, but not very far away, maybe a yard at best to get back to the line of scrimmage. But he was looking down the middle of the field, but evidently didn't see anything he was wanting to throw to.
No, Mr. James Gray did a good job of keeping his eyes on that quarterback and was able to bring him down. Or a nice quarterback sack for the Eagles.
Actually showing a loss on that play of maybe a yard, so that's going to push them back to 2nd down and 21.
I'd expect Summertown to stay aggressive now that they're behind the chains.
Shotgun snap. That'd be handed off, and that's going nowhere. Probably at least another yard loss. Handed off there to number 2, Bedwell.
Grady Rigsby was all over that play. He had him locked up deep into the backfield. Got a 3rd down. This will go a long way for your defense. You stop them here, you're going to get the ball in good field position either way, whether they punt it away or they try to do something crazy and go for it. But don't want to back down now.
Bad spot if you're anyone 3rd down and 21. You wonder here if maybe if you're Scotts Hill, if you don't just run a draw or something, and maybe from the shotgun snap, just trying to get you a little bit more room and get you out to midfield. But we are going to have a timeout. Scotts Hill is going to take that. So we'll be back here in a moment for our 3rd down play. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed, non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Carriers has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly...
All right, back here in Summertown. Scotts Hill facing a 3rd down and 21. Shotgun snap, looking down the field. There's the throw, and that will bounce, I believe. That is incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down here. So a really big stop for Summertown, Drew.
Absolutely. Good defense. I mean, look, when you've got a 21-yard cushion to get to the 1st down, you're obviously not going to play much press coverage, keep the receivers in front of you. Adam, I almost have to imagine with that play call, or at least the routes that they were going out, that their goal was really just to get half of it back and then maybe take a look at going for it on fourth down.
Yeah, I agree. It was a pretty conservative play call for that 4th and 21 situation, but they will bring in the punting unit. There's the snap. Kick might have been partially blocked. It's extremely short, and it's going to go off a Summertown defender, and Scotts Hill, I think, has it. And they do. So the punt, which I believe, we have to check the replay, I believe could have been partially blocked, but does not go maybe 15, 20 yards at the most, and it is muffed by Summertown.
That was just an incredibly weird. So you had a high snap, so the punter did a great job of just catching the ball. That could have been a disaster if it rolls in the end zone. And then you're right, Adam. It looked, the way that ball came off his foot, looked like it caught a finger. But gotta secure the ball. If you call that fair catch, you've got to secure the ball.
Well, it's easy to play coach up here, but you kind of in that situation with everything going, you may just want to let that ball just bounce. And that will be handed off over the right side for virtually nothing.
Once again, Grady Rigsby in on that tackle, and that young man definitely has a beat on the offensive line, because that's 3 plays now that he has been in the backfield wrapping up the ball carrier for either no gain or a loss. There you go, a little teamwork. Oh, that's so that's our receiver with a broken hand. So part of that means you don't have to tie your own shoe.
Hey, Jake's like, man, look, I got 3 fingers over here. Okay, give me a hand. Tie this shoe.
You may be milking that for a while. It'll be Christmas time, and people are still tying his shoes.
Hey, they'll be taking them off after the game for him. Shotgun snap, option, Reed pitched out. He got some room, crossed the 50, and gang tackled across the 50-yard line, but he's going to be pretty close to that first down, maybe a yard and a half short.
Yeah, that was that's just your good old-fashioned speed option there, Adam, and quarterback made the read once he felt the pressure, got it in his running back's hands, was able to pick up about 7 yards.
Well, I'll tell you too, Drew, it's not very often where your fullback / defensive end is catching a pitch on an option. That guy, that young man right there is a pretty tough big guy to have to deal with on an option play. He is not a small man.
No, he's not. They got a couple big players.
So that will be the end of the first quarter. Summertown barely holding on here with a 1-point lead, 7-6. But Scotts Hill is at midfield. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
The storm doesn't ask. It takes. It tests. It pushes everything to its limit. Some things are built different. Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
Gifts and goodies galore await you at Miss Millie's in downtown Lawrenceburg. From brands you know and love, like E. Newton Jewelry and Tyler Diva Wash, to unique specialty gifts, you will find it all here. Whether you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you love or shopping for yourself, shopping
All right, back here in Summertown. Scotts Hill with the football. They're facing a 3rd down and 3. Right at midfield. Shotgun snap. That will be handed off, and he's going to get blasted about 3 yards deep. That's going nowhere.
Who else? Grady Rigsby again. Almost intercepted the handoff. He got back there so quick that play.
Tough luck, too, by the way, during our break. In case you didn't see it, young man trying to kick a field goal goes off the crossbar. Evidently, he was been watching the UT game to get kicking tips. So that's not who you want to watch. I hope I didn't irritate any UT fans.
I'm
not. You a UT fan?
Heck no. I was trying to be respectful of those still in mourning from last week. So
So 4th and 4, punting situation again, and I think that one was partially blocked as well. But this time Summertown's just going to let it roll, and it will settle at the 29-yard line.
I believe that was Elijah Schaefer that got back there. Old Eli almost took the ball right off the punter's foot.
Yeah, that one could have been. It came out very weird off the side of the foot. Well, you know, we were talking about UT and everything. I was really, look, you don't want just these wins, you know, but I was really excited watching them play last week. They did a lot of good things, Drew, how Tennessee played last week, but it
like
just
I
seems
said,
like
not a Tennessee fan, but Adam, I can't deny that Tennessee is definitely on the right track, and they absolutely won the trade of the quarterbacks. Paying any attention to what's going on in California right now.
Yeah. We're going to have a whistle. We're going to blow this one dead. We'll see what we have. Will said it's probably a false start. No, it's actually going to be encroachment. Well, and if you're Summertown, Scotts Hill has done an excellent job getting into the backfield quickly, already causing one huge turnover. You might want to go to those longer counts here because they're just chomping at the bit to get through that line.
Absolutely. They are, like I said earlier, they came here to play, make a statement, and they're absolutely doing it. At this point, you got nothing to lose. Just pin your ears back and go play football.
So 1st and 5, that will be handed off up the middle, but virtually nothing. Maybe a half yard at best.
You just have to assume that Summertown is just waiting patiently because I believe on that play they brought 8 or 9. I think they even walked up a 9th guy into the box. So you would expect to see maybe that little pop pass that we do where we, streak a guy down the center of the field or a little bubble screen on the perimeter. But if they're going to bring that many guys in the box, they're just daring you to.
Well, and this team, like we mentioned, they've had a rough season so far. They're 0-4, but they look really good. If you look at them, they have a lot of athletic-looking kids out on the football field.
Oh, absolutely.
Screen pass, wide receiver. Nice move, but taken down after a gain of maybe only 2 to Powell.
Make sure everybody gets up. That could have looked like the way he buckled backwards, but it looks like everybody is okay. I like the play call, though. Get it out to perimeter. I mean, you get the ball in Michaela Powell's hands. He's got speed.
Yeah, I do love the play call. We threw early that corner pass to Pettis, which could have been a touchdown, was just a little overthrown. So I like to see the aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm. Especially this area in the field. Once you get inside the 40, between the 40s, I mean, it opens up a lot of options in the playbook.
Hand off up the gut and have some room. I believe that's Klinghardt, and he is wrestled down at the 49-yard line. Big run right there.
Let's take a look. We've got a flag down near the offensive line of scrimmage, so let's find out if that play will indeed stand.
They're having a discussion right now.
I didn't see anything real time as the play was progressing through. I didn't even notice if it was the head official that threw the flag or
not sure.
Other gentlemen.
While they're having our discussion, quick update, Columbia Central has taken the lead over Lawrence County 14-7.
No. After a lengthy discussion, they're conferring with head coach Winfrey here on the sideline, so that typically would mean it's against Scotts Hill. We'll have a little more of a conversation, make sure we get it right.
A lot of finger pointing. It looks like what a discussion me and my wife have when we decide who's going to be washing the dishes.
There you go.
Personal foul.
Oh.
Well, and I don't see it.
And unless it happened long after the play.
You're going to see it at the very back of the camera. You'll see the flag come in, but I don't.
Oh, there it is.
Right there, yeah. A Summertown player, which I couldn't see a number, was basically just jerked down from behind Looks like that hand may have got up inside of the jersey and just basically just ripped him down, kind of like a horse. I guess you could call it a horse collar tackle, but yeah.
It would have been Colton Pugh on the receiving end of that.
So Summertown now will have it all the way down to the 38. Dillard, he's going to have a quarterback draw up the middle, still driving all the way down to the 30. So a big run right there for Dillard.
You see a slight adjustment in formation, so we spread the field out a little bit, try to create a little more room between the tackles. And like you said, once you give Max Dillard 3 or 4 steps to pick up steam, it's not going to be a one guy bring me down type of scenario. It's going to require several defenders to get him on the ground.
So Summertown now, that unsportsmanlike class personal foul was huge. They now have it all the way down to the Scotts Hill 30. Pitch out around the edge and plenty of room to run. Still going all the way down close to the 5-yard line. I believe that was Pugh.
It was indeed Colton Pugh, and we finally were able to get to that outside, but look at the blocks you get right here. So Michaela Powell gets a shoulder, was able to get him around the initial corner. Then look, you love to see a wide receiver blocking 15 yards downfield, just driving his guy. And then he had enough wherewithal to release his hands once he started to turn out of the block and not get that deadly block in the back on a big gain. Now we just got to pay it off, Adam.
Well, they're at the spot on the field to do it. They're all the way down to the 5-yard line. Handed off up the middle, and he's going to be close. Summertown thinks they have a touchdown. Do they? Yes, they do.
Big Kanan Klinghard. I believe that will be the 3rd time he gets into the end zone this season for Summertown.
I'd like to watch this replay of that. I know I didn't initially see a signal from the official.
You'll see it when it's hands canvas.
Good job by the line to seal the inside. And, yeah, it looks like he goes right over top.
Yep.
So he lands in the end zone. So
a great
good job by Kanan.
Great job there. Extra point is up and good, and that's going to slam on top of the concession stand. So Summertown now with a 14-6 lead. Kicking off here shortly. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
The storm
State Line Garage Doors, owned and operated by Justin Gobble, is your trusted local expert in garage door services. Based in Lawrence County, Tennessee, State Line Garage Doors is built on over a decade of hands-on experience, providing reliable repairs, replacements, and installations for all types of garage doors, residential and commercial. They proudly serve our community and the surrounding areas. When you work with State Line Garage Doors, you're not just another job, you're part of our community. Their commitment to quality, transparency, and craftsmanship is at the heart of what they do, and they offer free estimates. State Line Garage Doors. Reach out.
All right, Summertown now taking a 14-6 lead after a 5-yard burst up the gut by Klinghard for a touchdown. And your kick, it's a short poocher. It will bounce. Scotts Hill's got it. But he's going to be swamped under around the 36-yard line, so nice coverage there by Summertown.
Yeah, much better job on the kickoff team this go around. Looks like tackle was made by number 18, Kobe Hodge, getting downfield, staying in his lane, was able to wrap the ball carrier up almost immediately.
Quick update. I just saw a few minutes ago Lewis County has tied their game with Adamsville, 7-all.
Actually, now it looks like Adamsville must have scored.
Okay, they
when
just
we
went
were
ahead. Yeah,
looking at the other screen. So now it is 14-7. Yep, there we go. Looks like they're kicking off right now.
That will be handed off up the middle, maybe a yard at best, but really not much at all. So Summertown's defense is clamping down. Yeah, Adamsville, while we were discussing it, I saw 7-7. They must have scored immediately, very quickly. And, you know, they have a big football tradition in that area, too. That whole area had a lot of really good teams over the years.
Absolutely. We got a nice look at Lyndon Martin Memorial Stadium as Adamsville gets ready to kick the ball off. They, too, are going for the onside kick.
There's a snap and a nice fake there. Quarterback will keep. He'll get out to about the 39-yard line. But that will bring up third and around 6, maybe 7 yards.
You're right. Good job. I mean, he made the right read, but Summertown's able to clamp down and only give up a short gain.
And Summertown really hasn't given up a ton. They gave up, of course, the fumble hurt with a huge return, and they did give up a significant large return on a kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, offensively, they haven't really allowed much from Scotts Hill.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And even on the season, they haven't.
No.
You know, it's been a couple big plays. We gave up a couple special teams plays. But, you know, all in all, our defense has done a pretty good job thus far.
Well, and with their roster size, their offense and how effective it is, it complements their defense a ton. When you can give that defense time to rest and that offense can eat up clock, they help each other out when they're working the right way.
Absolutely.
So Scotts Hill, they're going to get another false start. That's going to back them up to 3rd down and 12. They've had a bevy of penalties here in this first half that have hurt them.
All on 3rd down and then that 1 4th down play.
Pass across the middle. Oh, he had a guy, but that is going to be behind number 9, Clark.
I thought it almost looked like there were 2 guys that had a chance to catch that. It goes right past Clark, but then number 5 was right behind him.
Yeah.
That landed at his feet. I almost wonder if the ball wasn't intended for number 5.
You're going to have to assume that we'll be in another punting situation. Something to note, too, Summertown, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen, I think they've partially blocked 2 punts.
Maybe we can get this one. Let's just go all out block, not even set up a return so we don't get that.
And that one
he
is
does.
blocked. That one is blocked and scooped up. And they're headed for the end zone. Will they get in? We'll see.
There they go.
He's in.
Adam, exactly as you predicted.
Well,
Eli Schaefer blocked that with his belly. I mean, he got all the way back there. Great job to, you're taught to aim in front of the kicker, not where he's kicking it, but where the ball will come off to avoid contact. And golly.
It's difficult too to judge when you're trying to do that. The Buffalo-Miami game last night, there was a huge roughing the kicker penalty and of course these are the best players in the world.
Right.
But yeah, we're trying to figure out who scored that touchdown. There's the block.
So Cleanheart goes down. He almost shields.
17?
Is that Rigsby?
If that is 17, that
have a day,
is
kid.
Rigsby. Well, they're going to have to make some adjustments in their blocking scheme for especially their punt formations, because that's 3 that I've seen that Summertown has got hands on, and that one's a killer.
Absolutely.
So Summertown now, I believe, they're going to go for the extra point attempt. That will be Hoffman on to try to add another point on here.
We jumped.
Yep, number 44 for Summertown. That'll be James Gray, I believe. He twitched on that far side. So that will back Summertown up 5. Hey, give Hoffman some more work.
There
Make
you
it a little
go.
more
No worries.
difficult. The kid can kick it.
It's just about the distance he had first home game of the season when he kicked the game-winning field goal with about a minute left on the clock. It was right in his wheelhouse.
I have noticed tonight. Okay, we are using the play clock, so it is being used tonight. There have been some issues with it. Snap. Kick up by Hoffman. Good. And he almost puts that one over the concession stand. Hoffman says, I've got more room, so now I can kick it harder. So
kick.
That one might have went into the parking lot. But anyway, Summertown now, after a rough start, they jumped out 21-6. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
You know, Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Storing Lee Furniture.
Want to take the next steps in taking care of your health? Tennessee Valley Allergy Services can make your goals a reality. Their team of doctors, nurses, and medical professionals are dedicated to providing allergy care and treatment, such as drops.
All right, back here in Summertown. Summertown with a rough start to this one after a big turnover, but they have basically scored 21 straight to kind of take a commanding lead.
Yeah, now it's just continue to execute, get good things on film, build momentum to carry into the second half of the season.
There's that short poocher again. It'll be fielded. Trying to get around the edge, but he is wrestled down. Is number 4.
That would be Peyton Powell on that tackle. And Hayde West Britt was the Scotts Hill return man on that pooch kick. But you're right, Adam. Summertown is settled in, got the, those first drive jitters out of the way, understandably. It's homecoming, did a little parade. Had to get their mind right, and boy, have they ever. The defense is actually what the catalyst that sparked this entire momentum was just absolutely shut down. I don't know that Scotts Hill's been beyond the chains since their first drive.
Shotgun snap. Quarterback will pitch out, trying to get the edge, and he will. And he's going to have a first down, I think, and a little bit more. They're going to mark him right at the sticks.
I'll tell you what, Adam, I believe Eli Schaefer almost got a hand on the toss. He was in the backfield. He's going to come on the top of the screen. He just a split second late, but he read that and almost got a hand on that. But you're right, though. Scotts Hill has some athletes.
They do. The penalties have been overlooked a lot for them, but that's really hurt them. When they have got some things going, it's those penalties bottom. They just had to stay behind the sticks ever since that big turnover.
You're right, and I think all of them have come on either third or fourth down.
I'm going to tell you, I'm really impressed with this number 4 for them, that young man. He's returning all their kicks. I believe that's Britt. He is a very small kid, but, man, that kid can fly. He's got great moves. He's got a good-looking football body, too. I've been really impressed with him. Scotts Hill's going to take a timeout, so we'll take that with him. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to the X Sports Network. All right, back in Summertown. Scotts Hill, they did get a first down on that run. Shotgun snap. That'll be a wide receiver screen out to the side, and he will get maybe 3 or 4 wrestled down by a host of Eagles.
I like what Scotts Hill's doing, though. They're, trying to get a little tempo action, get the ball out into space.
They seem to have gained a little bit of composure this drive. They've run some good plays. They've been patient. They've minimized the penalties, too, which has helped.
Yeah, definitely don't want to keep stubbing your toe every time you get some momentum and then just give it all back.
3 wide here for Scott Till. Shotgun snap, low, handed off, and that's going nowhere. They're going to lose a yard right there on that one. And that one looked like it was kind of doomed from the start, Drew.
Yeah, when you're fielding a ground ball as a quarterback, it's typically not going to end up being that positive of play. But, I mean, just once again, the penetration the front four of Summertown's able to get on that interior offensive line has just been, constant all game.
Yeah. Adamsville now with a 20-7 lead versus Lewis County. So 3rd down and 8. Faced here by Scott Hill. Shotgun snap, looking down the field. There's a throw deep down the left side, but that one's way overthrown. A little confusion with his receiver there. So now they're facing a 4th and 8.
Tell you what, I agree. There was definitely some confusion on the route, but number 6, Avery Holmes, he ended up on his back, so he had pressure right in his face as he was trying to let that ball go. It'll be real interesting. I mean, do you continue to punt?
You're thinking exactly what I was fixing to say, Drew. But yeah, it looks like they will. And maybe sure up some things right here, but they better.
I mean, the right side of their line, they only got it off.
Line drive kick, and Summertown's got some room. They're going to get down the left side, and pushed out of bounds is Powell. And I'll tell you, a great job by Scott Hill because they had him in a horse collar situation to tackle him, and he actually let go.
Let go of him.
He knew the situation he was in.
You're absolutely right.
It's a great job by that young man because you've probably been adding additional yardage on. He had him right there, but let him go.
Yeah, that would have been 15 for sure if he had actually brought him all the way down. But hey, they did make an adjustment. I mean, they were able to give him time, and he kicked the bullet, almost hurt him. The ball didn't get any hang time.
So Summertown now here, they've got 2 timeouts with 3:30 left. They're already in Scottsdale territory. We're going to have a flag.
Flag on the play.
And that will be offsides.
Offsides against
Scott Hill.
Set up 1st down and 5.
I didn't see anybody unless somebody was lined up in the neutral zone.
I think maybe your end guy farthest away, maybe.
Did he jump?
Maybe not.
I can't tell where his head is.
I can't either.
But that was quick. I didn't see contact.
I keep looking at them. When I see the officials lined up, it's odd to me. They've gone now where the umpire is not in the middle of the field anymore. For years the umpire
he was
right behind the
right
defensive
behind
line.
the linebackers.
Yeah, but now they've been moved out of that area. It still looks odd to me. We're going to throw right here, and that's going to be over the head of Pettis, just out of his grasp. But he had room for the catch and probably had a little bit of room in front of him to get a little bit of yards.
I'll tell you what, he was sitting all by himself. That was a really cool play design. So you have the guy going in motion. He's going to shoot out into the flat, and you can see the corner come up. I mean, it was a great execution, great read. We just put it just a hair higher than what Mr. Pettis can jump up and get.
My daughter comes up here to bring me a Sundrop float, and evidently gives me a coffee one instead, and almost just spewed it all over her. So I'll have to deal with her at halftime. All right, handed off to Schaefer. No, kept. Right up the middle goes Dillard, and he might go. Can they catch him from behind? No, they cannot. Dillard with another touchdown, which was very similar to a replica of the previous one, Drew.
Absolutely. He made a great read. I was with you, Adam. I was following the running back, thinking he had the ball, but Dillard was able to pull it out of his gut. And then, again, this time we got to see Max flash some speed. We usually see him run over a bunch of guys, but this time he saw the hole, and then he accelerates right here and will just win that race to the pylon. But you're right. This time he was able to go in on his feet instead of having to dive for it.
However, what are we doing? We may have had a flag.
I didn't see anything on the ground. I still don't see a flag on the field.
I still don't see a flag. And the chains have yet to move.
No.
They've never moved.
I'm just trying to find where the flag was thrown. I never saw one. Oh, you're right. Headlinesman on the visitor's sideline. Let's see what. I haven't seen a signal yet.
I haven't seen. That'll be a false
procedure
start.
call?
Yeah, procedure.
So did one of our receivers and trips, did we have too many on the line of scrimmage or not enough on the line of scrimmage? That can be the only thing I could think of why he would throw that flag right there. That hurts.
That definitely hurts. So Summertown now backed up to their 46. Snap to Dillard. He's going to throw. Looking. Completion to Schaefer. He's got room to run. He's going to get right up the middle, and he's drugged down at the 20. So a good throw and catch there.
There you go. Max just traded some rushing yards for some passing yards. Want to start working on the other column on the offensive stat sheet.
And, that's a play we haven't seen a lot of, kind of just that short, basic stop pattern over the edge. And if you can get Schaefer in space, he can do some things.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. That was almost set up, kind of like a tunnel screen where receiver catches the ball moving towards the middle of the field. Timeout.
So we will have a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
A&M Medical is Lawrence County's newest medical clinic, specializing in urgent and primary care. Practitioners Andrea Bain and Meredith Hutton bring years of experience and compassion to keep you and your family healthy. A&M Medical features a separate well waiting room to meet your needs. Visit today and ask about A&M's weight loss program and telemedicine services. That's A&M Medical, located at 2367 Highway 43 South in Leoma, Tennessee.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family.
All right, back here in Summertown. 3 minutes to go here in the half. Summertown with the football. Got to be kept by Dillard. He's going to have some room up the middle, and he's driving toward the end zone. But he'll get down all the way down to about the 3, so a big run by Dillard.
Yeah, great job by Max, and they have definitely found a soft spot in the defense. They're biting hard on that fake, and Dillard is just, it's a simple read, and he's making it correct.
Well, and they've had some, Summertown's had success around the edges tonight, and when you've been able to do that, that just opens up that middle for guys like Dillard.
Absolutely. We got Schaefer in the backfield. I wonder if they're going to let him finish.
We'll see. I think they are, and that will be Schaefer, and he's driving. I think he's in. He is. So just a few minutes ago, Summertown was backed up to about their own 45 after a costly penalty, and now they're just 30 seconds later, they're in the end zone. So great job there by Summertown.
Absolutely. Good to see everything firing on all cylinders. Offensive line, look at that great push. I don't think Schaefer was touched until he got across the goal line. So if you're getting 3-yard cushion when you're running the ball, your offensive line is dialed in.
So here comes Hoffman for the extra point. Low snap, and that one's going to go haywire. Trying to get around the right edge. Can he do it? We'll see. Yes, he does. Was that Dillard?
I think it was Dillard. That was the holder. So, the ball, the snap came on the ground. And so Dillard, instead of, pulling the Charlie Brown and Lucy and sticking it down, he just stood up and took it to the corner.
Well, and it throws the timing off so bad in those situations that but I knew when he was running, I said, that looks like Dillard. So he did a great job getting to that pylon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll stay right here for this one. But Summertown now, after a rough start, disastrous in a way. You have a huge turnover that results in about a 75-yard return by Scotts Hill. And Summertown now, they've reeled off 29 straight.
Yeah, they are absolutely dialed in. You can see the momentum. And, at this point, Adam, now the conversation shifts more towards, okay, let's not let anybody get hurt.
Yep, agreed.
Let's get what we can get and then, give some of these younger guys a chance to get some game experience. And then, of course, you want to protect your workhorses, guys like Dillard, guys like Klinghardt, Caleb Powell that have been driving your offense. And then a lot of those guys also play defense. So any chance you can get them to save their legs, have to imagine we'll take it.
Yeah, I know we have a few banged up. We mentioned Pettis. Got one out for the season now. And a couple others. So if you can get some kids some rest now, this is time to do it.
While we're at it, let's let Brad just kick one through the end zone.
That will be kicked short. Fielded. Nice spin move.
Ooh.
But Summertown will take him down from there. That will be number 4 again, Britt. He's been a busy man tonight. We're not over at halftime. That kid has had the football in his hand a ton tonight.
Absolutely. And again, he's a freshman. So just think of the growth, both physically, mentally, and then just, from an experience perspective that he's going to have over the next 3 years. I mean, wait till he's a senior. I imagine we'll hear his name quite often over the next several years.
Yeah, I've been impressed a lot with him tonight. He's tough, too, man. He doesn't back down. Not a big kid, but he is out there to play.
Absolutely.
Shotgun formation. Handed off up the middle, but wrestled down quickly. That's going to probably lose a yard. Just not a lot up the middle. They've had a few plays of some yardage maybe around the edges, but there's just nothing there in the middle for Scott Teal.
No, you're right. And a lot of that has been led by number 17, Grady Rigsby, that nose guard position for Summertown. He has just been wreaking havoc on that offensive line. And when you can get penetration, through that A gap, that interior line, that just frees up, the rest of your defense to just come, pin their ears back and just go downhill.
Yes, sir. So we're now inside of 2 minutes till the half. That's going to be a low snap. Quarterback will pick it up. Can he get away? No. He is thrown down and sacked around the 22. Hope that young man's okay. He was tackled and went down very awkwardly.
Yeah, he kind of got pinned up underneath Eli Schaefer on the way down, but
Summertown is going to take a timeout. They're going to try
to get in the end zone.
Yeah, they may thinking we could get this football back with some time to do some damage.
I mean, we've seen some punting woes. So, I mean, if you can get them punting inside their own 20-yard line, there's a good chance you can just take it right there.
I agree. We do have a timeout. Are we okay to keep it here, Will?
Yeah.
We'll just go ahead and keep it. All right, my friend, I want you to tell me a little bit. You've got a son that plays on this team. I've really been impressed with this middle school team. Tell me, I think they've got another one coming up and then possibly looking at the championship, right?
Absolutely. So they are now 6-0 on the regular season. So, big shout out to Coach Westwoods and his staff, what they've done with these guys. Last night was 8th grade night. So, Adam, they have 25 8th graders. And that makes a big difference.
Goodness.
I mean, when you've got, 25 upperclassmen playing on a team, most of these kids have been playing together since they were in, 4th, 5th grade. They're a bunch of good kids. They work hard, but then, the discipline, you can just see it on the field. They run a very similar offense. It's all, rules-based, do your job. But the best part about watching that team is just how excited they are to play as a team together. So, been fun to watch.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about them here in a little bit, too, before this night's over. But Scotts Hill now, they're going to get it here. 3rd down play, running it around the right edge. He will get a few.
Some back, and once again, Eli Schaefer. But I tell you what, between Eli Schaefer and Grady Rigsby, they have just been monsters on defense this first half.
Yeah, and Summertown's actually going to use their final timeout now, so that's going to probably give them the football with a minute and a half left. And as you mentioned, too, the punting woes for Scotts Hill, definitely a risk you might want to take here.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for Coach Lee Hooper and his staff to, because you got to risk reward, right? Do you want to work on something, but then you've already had one blocked, you've had 2 that I'm convinced were had hands on the ball, and now you're pinned, you're backed up on your own. What are we on, about the 26-yard line?
Yeah.
Then at the other side, you're 4th and 20. So what kind of play call do you have designed to pick up a 4th and 20? And then even if you get some of it, you're only, they're still inside the 50. So
yeah,
I'm glad I'm not him right now.
I agree. I think you've got to protect this punter, number one. Worst case scenario is, coffin kick this thing toward the sideline, get it out of bounds. Leave Summertown only a minute and a half. The last thing you need here is a line drive kick to give Summertown a chance for a big return.
Right.
I'm probably trying to kick this thing toward the sideline, but we'll see what happens. There's a snap, and it is kicked toward sideline out of bounds. It's smart, but Summertown still should get this football at least probably around the 45 or 50. We'll see where they mark it.
I tell you what,
he's walking it back.
I'm not finding the kid on the roster, but number 17, who is one of the personal protectors in that punt formation.
Yep.
He came up and made a great block, or that would have been another blocked kick because we had guys free.
Yeah, I don't have a 17 on mine either. Curious who that.
But yeah,
could
he
be.
did a great job of preventing another disaster on the kicking game for Scotts Hill.
I'll tell you, from what we were talking about the middle school team, I've watched a few of the games as much as I can. One thing that I've noticed about them that I see, you don't see a ton of penalties. They seem disciplined on both sides of the ball and pretty intelligent, especially for a young team like that. That's what's impressed me a lot.
Yeah, and again, you got to give kudos to Coach Westwood. Oh, good catch by Michaela Powell.
He may be gone, and he will be. They're not going to catch that young man. He actually he basically ran away from everybody, and a great throw by Dillard on that. Basically, just a release, just a simple release right up the seam.
Just right on the money. You're right. As a quarterback, you love those. I think Max threw the ball a total of 6 yards, and then McCaleb carried it the additional 40, but you still get credit for the whole 50-yard pass. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, golly, when he kicks it into that fourth gear, you're not catching him.
Yeah, he was gone. He was starting to basically gain ground on everyone behind him. So that will give Summertown a 35-6 lead. Here for the extra point is Hoffman. And that one is good. So Summertown now with a 30-point lead, 36-6. Virtually a minute left. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225. Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted.
All right, 1:09 here left till the half. Summertown enjoying a 36-6 lead after a huge turnover that Scotts Hill capitalized on early on. Summertown now has reeled off 36 straight points.
That's going to be a good film day come Monday.
It will.
6 possessions, 5 scores. Not a lot more you can ask.
No. That's going to be scorched. But will it go out of bounds? It's going to. That's unfortunate. Hoffman struck it well, but he kicked it out of bounds about around the 10. So that's going to give Scotts Hill pretty good field position. As Will just mentioned, Scotts Hill has basically used all their timeouts. So if they're going to do any damage here before the half, they're going to have to traverse 65 yards with no timeouts in a minute.
Again, now the question becomes, for the offensive coordinator, do you spread the guys out? So they've been coming out in a 4-receiver set, which means, you've got 5 down linemen. Well, Summertown has been able to get into the backfield quite easily. So do you set your quarterback up to just, be hung out to dry out there and on a route that's going to take a while to get downfield progression, or do you just stay conservative, protect your team, get into the halftime, and regroup in the third quarter?
That will be handed off. Gaining a few yards, but then gang tackled about the 39.
I'll tell you what, Cannon Klinghard with the bear hug, he got his mitts on him and then just stopped him in his tracks and was able to drive him back 2 yards.
I apologize. That sun drop that I took a sip of went down the wrong pipe right before that play.
Carbonation bubbles tickle your...
Exactly. 55 just went out. That'll be Aiden Hill. Well, and I was fixing to say, Drew, if I'm them, I think they're doing the right thing here. They haven't completed many of the passes. The last thing you want to do here is give Summertown can't stop the clock.
Right.
The last thing you want to do, I think, give Summertown a chance to possibly score again. So.
Sure, even a pick 6.
Yeah. Option pitched out.
That's a forward pass.
Yeah, it should be. And
we got 3 officials looking at it.
I didn't see anyone signal incomplete.
No, but that was clearly a forward pass. I mean, it was still behind the line of scrimmage, but that ball was, he pushed it forward.
Yeah, it was easily forward. I don't know.
Which that should be incomplete pass. Clock stopped. Well, the clock is stopped. I didn't see the signal, so I guess.
I didn't either.
It must have happened behind the players. Oh, no, they're cranking the clock.
Well, it stopped again, so I don't know. So that will make it 3rd and 8. If you're Scotts Hill, I think you just got to run this football and get out of here and regroup for hopefully make some improvements in the second half.
Absolutely. Well, they're going to get it right down. Oh, well, the play clock just went back to 25.
That will be handed off up the middle, and a nice run there with some room. I think it's going to give them a first down, but it could be the last play of the half. Nice run there by Clark, but that's how it's going to end. So Summertown leading this one 36-6. We'll be back here for second half action here in a little bit. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
Interrupt your regularly scheduled day to bring you breaking news out of Summertown, Tennessee, where a one-of-a-kind property.
We were both very blessed to have been raised on farms.
Absolutely. I guess that's what we love about this property.
And then let me show you the 5 favorite things I love most about this home. Welcome to our newest listing. This new listing with this large home on 8 acres knocks it out of the park. Well, hello. Welcome to my newest listing. I'm at 102 Heritage Hills and your dream house on the east side of Pulaski just hit the market.
Hi, I'm Jeff Overton, and welcome to this edition of Mars Hill Minute. We're excited to be here in the foundation of our brand new children's building, student building. This part right here will be the student sanctuary where they'll have their worship on Wednesday nights. But what I want to talk to you about is what's coming soon. The steel will go up, the second floor will be built, and the children's wing will be put in as well. We're excited about all of that, but you got to take the details of making sure this part is right. If the foundation isn't right, everything else we build is going to have problems. The Bible tells us the same is true with our lives. We talked about a man who built his house on the sand, and one who's built his house on the rocks. And when the storms came, the one built on the rock sustained and made it through. How's your life built? Jesus says he is the rock. I'd like to encourage you to build your life on Jesus Christ and his teaching and be a disciple of Jesus Christ. I'd love to invite you to Mars Hill Baptist Church to learn more about how to build the proper foundation to build upward with your life. God bless you. Hope you'll come join us.
Some things just never go out of style, like craftsmanship you can trust. Since 1902, H.B. Brink & Company has been building more than homes, they've built trust. Locally owned and operated in Lawrence County, Tennessee for over a century, spanning 3 generations, extending their craft to surrounding counties, providing lumber, millwork, tools, and materials that stand the test of time. From custom homes to weekend DIY projects, if you need it, they've got it. Stop by 134 Depot Street in Lawrenceburg or give them a call today.
You know, Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Storing Lee Furniture.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all. For your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house, and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, And well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right. Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
Arts, crafts, stationery, journals, books, educational toys, wrapping paper, devotionals, greeting cards, and much more can all be found at Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg. Shop local to find the perfect gift or have a custom gift basket made for just the right occasion. Paper and Thread has a party room now available for birthdays, classes, and so much more. We could go on and on about all the neat things you'll find at Paper and Thread, but you just need to hop in your car and head down there. 106 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg is where you'll find them and discover what makes Paper and Thread awesome. That's Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg, 106 North Military Avenue, just north of the square.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Top quality equipment rentals at the right price. It's not too good to be true at Rent Right Equipment and Sales. We guarantee clean, reliable products that are up to your standards. Our family-owned business has been doing that for more than 40 years. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff take care of you from purchase to maintenance. Saws, drills, lifts, mowers, generators, you name it, we've got it. Stop by and see our inventory today, located on Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In-service towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down. Or their 24/7 availability, you can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In-Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098.
Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg has a legacy of being a family-owned and operated company. Since 1927, our business has grown and evolved into today's one-stop source for all your automotive supplies.
All right, my friends, back here in Summertown for the start of second half action. This is Adam Lindsay with Mr. Drew Cranston and Will Pettis. Drew, Summertown goes down early after a huge turnover. Scotts Hill converts, takes a 6-0 lead, and then Summertown just basically scores the next 36. Kind of, what do you see from this Summertown group, at least in the first half?
I mean, Adam, you're right. Other than that one miscue on the fourth play of our first drive, I mean, scoring on 5 of your next 6 drives, or 5 of 6 drives in the first half. I mean, you're just, at this point, it's just, okay, let's keep the focus, let's not get hurt, and let's just make sure that we continue to control the ball, get to the clock, and just get out of here with the win and then prepare for next week.
If you're Summertown here, you would like to try to get another score that would extend this lead and eventually push it into a running clock. Hopefully get out of here, like you said, with minimal injuries. Scotts Hill will be receiving second half kickoff. They won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they'll be getting the football here. Hoffman done a great job kicking tonight. His last kick did go out of bounds, but I'm expecting this pooch kick, but no, he's going to kick it deep. And that will be that man again, number 4, Scotts Hill. A nice move. He's going to get down the sideline, but head out of bounds. That will be Britt. He's been a busy man tonight.
Absolutely. Again, another freshman player for the Scotts Hill team. And, yeah, he had excellent return. And, that was a real nifty move here on this near sideline to get an additional 6 or 7 yards out of that return. Did it switch to 30 points?
Unless it switched to 30. The clock is running, as Will and Drew just mentioned. Now, it could be under an agreement from coaches as well. That could be something else you might want to look at. Would Scotts Hill's coaching staff be acceptable of that if it's agreed upon? I think that's the only other way it could turn into a running clock.
It very well could. I know at the middle school level it is 30 points because we've been in that scenario a few times this year, but, bad snap.
Yeah, the snap is low, and the quarterback really doesn't have a choice but to jump on it. Summertown has a player who's slow to get up, but looks like he's okay, but he's still limping pretty good. Trying to get a number on him. That's number 55 for Summertown.
That's Aiden Hill, and, as Will was reminding us, I believe he did come out of the game in the second quarter limping. So,
quick update. Adamsville has kind of pulled away from Lewis County. It was 27-7, but Lewis County's got it back to 27-14, but Adamsville's still in control. And Lawrence County, who has been trailing 21-14 to Central, they've got it back to a one-score game, 21-14. So that will be a quick out, and that will be dropped. I think that's – well, I actually thought that was a fumble. They're actually going to call that the runner was down. I thought that ball came out. I'd love to see a replay of that, Will, if we got it. This quick screen pass out to our receiver, an out pattern. He's going to make the catch.
That ball's out.
I think that ball's out, but he was ruled down. So it may be a break for Scotts Hill.
Looks like Coach Winfrey is just asking, or he's just letting him know what he saw. A very, polite. Just so you're aware, here's what I saw.
So 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap. That'll be a quarterback run to the side. There's the pitch. That ball's on the ground. It's picked up by Summertown, and Summertown's going to have the football. That will be Klinghardt, who gets the fumble. And Summertown's in business.
Scottsdale's quarterback has done a pretty good job on this speed option, but I think he'll watch film on Monday and decide, realize that it's kind of, it's almost like there really wasn't much left to gain, so you just minimize the damage.
Well, their spacing wasn't great there.
Right.
That pitch, he was really close, and it was a little high. You could probably make arguments, hey, it wasn't the greatest pitch in the world, but you should probably catch it too. So, but these are things that have kind of plagued Scotts Hill so far this game. So Summertown, they're going to have the football at around their 28. Dillard's going to hand off. That will be Klinghardt, and he's going to power ahead for maybe 4, maybe 5.
So, Adam, you have to imagine they're probably giving the first team one series this half.
Yeah. I was kind of shocked, especially with the clock already running. Maybe if it wasn't already running, you might want to go and get that score. With it already running, I was actually going to assume that they would already have a second team in.
Yeah.
But look, you've got a big game. You need to stay fresh and stay on top of things. You've got a big game next weekend. Next Friday night, I believe they're at Lewis County, and that should be a good one. There's the pitch out. That is that is Colton Pugh. He was that Mr. Pettis that we run into?
A little friendly fire there.
Pettis is such a tough man. It's bad when you've got to be scared of your own teammate tackling. Right. He is in a bad mood tonight. But
comes out on a lead block. I tell you what, 17 did a good job of getting off that block, and he put him right into the running back.
Pettis says, somebody's getting tackled tonight. I don't care who it is. My team, their team, somebody's going down. But now that will back Summertown up a little bit. So 3rd and 9. Here comes Dillard with it. He's got room. He's going to be going down the left sideline, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds inside of the 10. Dillard's had some huge, huge runs for Summertown tonight.
He has, and they all seem to be going towards that left corner of the end zone. But you're right, we got to see it all here on display for Max. Speed to get to space, and then a little move, and then he will not go down. And he still ended up on his feet at the end of that play.
So that ball's going to be right at the 4. So Summertown 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Will with the pylon cam working for us here. I love this view.
Absolutely.
Hand it off, and he's in easily as Klinghardt.
Untouched.
Hey, I think, Mirror, you could have got through that.
Absolutely.
You think we could have done that?
I think we could have.
Yeah, as Drew mentioned, untouched. That was way too easy.
And a fitting end to that drive, I believe it was Klinghardt that recovered the turnover to get them the ball, and now he gets to pay it off with 6 points here on homecoming night. And, yeah, Adam, you and I could have definitely gone through that gap to score a touchdown.
So here comes Hoffman in. He's been a busy man tonight.
He has, and when they came out at halftime to warm up, we were watching him kick 40-plus yard field goals.
And he's going to nail another one.
We have to get him a taller net. I don't think he's put one in that net yet.
So that will be a 43-6 lead. We'll take a short break here in a minute. Our clock is actually still running even through the break, so this might be a short second half. Summertown leading 43-6. You're listening to the X Sports Network.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit LawrenceburgFlooringandMore.com. Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop.
All right, Summertown now enjoying a 43-6 lead, and we were just talking, the clock is actually running nonstop. Even through our commercial timeouts, it never stops. So we're actually already at 4.5 minutes left, and that clock is not stopping. So this could be a short second half. Is that the 21-7 game? Another quick update. Loretto is leading Collinwood 21-7. Short pooch kick, fielded up the middle, and he's got room, and he may be gone. He's got one man to beat. Can he beat him? No. Nice job there by the kicker. And if he doesn't make that play, Scotts Hill has 6.
Absolutely. You don't want your kicker having to make a tackle because that means you had busted coverage, but he did a great job breaking down, staying in front of the ball carrier, and a nice open field tackle, or he would have been gone.
So Scotts Hill with some of their best, well, probably their best starting position since that initial huge turnover they had on Summertown's first drive. They're going to have it right at the 35.
Yeah, it looks like we are seeing some substitutions in the Summertown defense. We'll try to make sure we get updates on what players are now in the game as the plays continue to go on here in the second half. Oh, somebody came on the field late.
Snap looking. Wide receiver screen. He's got plenty of room to do some damage, and he does. That's going to be about a 15-yard gain on first down. Nice starting play there for Scotts Hill.
Absolutely. I tell you what, number 1, Bentley Parker, I believe, was on the receiving end of that screen pass, and, man, he accelerated for a nice 12, 13-yard pickup there on first down.
Well, and there's times you want to give receivers cushion, but I'm going to tell you, Drew, I think he had to be in shock when he caught the football. There was nobody over there.
Well, we had guys running on the field late, so we may have had a little confusion, and truth be told, we may not even had a guy know that he was supposed to be the one over there, because now we just had another guy come over, adjust to the trips formation. But you're right, we're giving about a 14-yard cushion.
There's a handoff, and he's got some room up the middle. And all the way down inside, looks like the 10-yard line is the fullback.
I believe that was Colton Clark. And I tell you what, that's another kid that we have mentioned several times, both offense and defense. I mean, more defense, obviously, with the way the game has gone. But, again, you have to, admire and respect the fight that these Scotts Hill players have.
Well, and you're not going to win this football game, let's be honest. You've had a rough start, but this is where you've got to get better. You've got to get these kids in here and get them some work and kind of work out some of the kinks you've had. Fumbled snap, but he picks it up and does a nice job of keeping it. He'll gain maybe a yard, but honestly lucky to just hold on to the football.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, this, Summertown offense has been, just executing on all cylinders tonight, and, the line has done a great job of bullying the defense. But, I mean, honestly, Adam, Scotts Hill has stubbed their own toe quite a few times, and that's, about the third bad snap we've seen. And then, of course, penalties in the first half just absolutely killed them on 3rd and 4th down. So they have some positive things to work on.
There's a snap that will be handed off around the left edge. Getting toward the end zone, and I think he's going to be a little short. But a nice run there over left tackle.
Great run, and you're right. I believe they're going to spot him down at about the 2-yard line. Summertown making some more substitutions.
A lot of new faces in there for Summertown. I see number 84, Colton Brady, in there, a freshman. And also Ryan Wortman, number 77, a freshman too. Handed off up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown, Scotts Hill. So if you're looking for positives, as we mentioned earlier, Scotts Hill with an extra point or a 2-point conversion here will eclipse their points scored for the year in one game.
Always got to look on the positives.
Always find something positive. And the crazy thing is we're fixing to beat at the end of the third quarter. 9 seconds left. And that thing, they finally stopped it.
Okay, well, I'm just confused. I'm going to stop trying to figure out how the running clock works.
They're going for 2, handed off up the middle, and he's pushing for all he's worth. Will he get in? I don't think so, no.
And the clock did start again, so we are actually at the end of the third quarter now.
So at the end of 3, Summertown leading 43-12. They'll be getting the football when we come back. You're listening to the X Sports Network.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
A Moment in Real Estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time. And nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams.
All right, back here at Summertown. Summertown fixes to receive a kickoff. Scotts Hill does get in the end zone. That makes it 43-12. We're at the start of the fourth. Me and Drew will be trying our best to kind of give you names of who's out there. Summertown's got a lot of subs. I do see Axel Heatherly, number 7. Number 52, Conry Wiseman, a sophomore out there as well. So we do have some new faces out there. That kickoff is extremely short and fielded. And that's a great decision. That young man catches it and gets down quickly.
Nice over-the-shoulder catch.
44, that is James Gray. We've mentioned his name a few times tonight.
He's been out there once or twice already.
Yeah.
But, yeah, excellent. I mean, over-the-shoulder catch.
Yeah, he had to turn into the center fielder a little bit on that play. Columbia Central quickly, they have extended the lead again after Lawrence County got it within 7. Central's back up 28-14. And Adamsville and Lewis County still at 27-14. Adamsville leading.
Good night for high school football. So what, at 4:30, I was a little nervous.
Oh, I agree. Well, I saw there was some damage actually coming in. You know, there's some trees that fell out here today. I saw they had to cut.
The softball fence is down.
Will says the softball fence, the actual outfield fence?
No, the pedestrian.
There on the road, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Drove past that. Well, I got the alert, so I have kids in elementary school, and they sent an alert out saying that the buses in the pickup line was going to be delayed because of trees down in the drive, or in the driveway getting into the school there.
The crazy thing is I worked in Columbia all day today, and it never rained a drop, even on my way home. At the same time it was coming through here, Columbia was beautiful all day. Summertown on first down, they go up the middle for a yard.
Looks like we've got Peyton Powell under center right now for the Eagles.
He will keep it, and he's going to get hit very hard. Virtually no gain on the play.
Looks like he was able to sneak out a little bit to the left side, but, yeah, he was met by a host of Scotts Hill players. Double check the spot.
I'm not sure what we're doing.
Well, it gave Peyton enough time to run to the sideline and get the play from Coach Winfrey.
So third down here and 7. Summertown with the football at their own 46. Shotgun snap. He's going to throw it. Or will he? No, he's going to keep it. A little bit of room around the right edge, and he's going to have it. He'll have his first down. Did he stay in bounds? I don't think so. I understand everyone wants that young man to get him 6. That would be amazing, but I think he stepped out at least 3 times.
Yeah, sometimes when a move works that well, it's because somebody blew a whistle and everybody stopped running. But, hey, good block by number 18 to come back around. I think he went out right there.
Yeah, it was a few times I thought he could have.
Nonetheless,
no, that was a
big
great
gain.
run. It was a great run. A great job getting around the edge there.
Hey, look, and I'm a sucker for wide receivers that block downfield, and they did an excellent job of giving him a little bit extra space.
So that will give Summertown a first down. And we have offsides defensive line as a whole, I believe.
Absolutely. Pick your number. Even with your second group in, still working on, you know, the little details, going on 2, hard count, different type of cadence. Student section came alive with their chant.
So Peyton Powell is your quarterback. James Gray, I believe, is your back in the backfield. Powell will hand off to Gray. He's not going anywhere. He'll lose a yard. So that will make it 2nd and probably 6.
Tell you what, number 2, Caden Bedwell, was sitting on that play.
But yeah, like you mentioned, man, that weather this evening was crazy. But right now, you could not ask for any more picture-perfect weather to play a football game. It's just perfect out there tonight. And there's virtually no wind either. It's just still.
Yeah, no wind, and hey, you got to give credit to the engineers that built this field, because there's no standing water on the field. Now the sidelines are a little sloppy. You might want to fix that. But as far as the playing surface is concerned, it has not been an issue.
Summertown with 3 men in the backfield. They're going to keep it. That's Powell, and he's going to get blasted hard, though. Virtually no gain. Thought he had a little crease, but that got sealed up quickly.
I'll tell you what, number 9, Colton Clark, name that we've called quite a few times. He made sure that Peyton was going to get nowhere.
Quick update, too. Lewis County just refuses to go away. They have gotten back to make it a 20-27 ball game at Adamsville. And Adamsville, that is a tough football team, and that is not an easy place to play. So Lewis County's hanging in. Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, that's where Summertown will be next Friday night at Lewis County.
Yeah, that will be a tough test for Summertown for sure.
3rd and 6, pitch out. And he's got some room. And he will be taken down at the 25. I believe that is number 18, Colby Hodge, sophomore. Hey, that kid runs well.
He does. He's a good, hard runner and, has some speed. Good block here on the end by number 7. And then you have guys running downfield leading the way. But, yeah, lower your shoulder and get it.
Yeah, I like the way that young man runs. We're already inside of 6 minutes. This clock hasn't stopped, so this one should be over here shortly. But Summertown looking to maybe tack on a little bit the way they're looking here.
Something was off with that one.
Whistles all over the place.
Oh.
They're offsides on Scotts Hill.
So that is definitely something that Scotts Hill needs to work on. Again, they've got a young team, but those are things that you get to the varsity level, you can't have 7 or 8 offside penalties in a game.
Well, and the 2 things tonight, as you mentioned, the penalties, like you mentioned, have hurt, but also the special teams issues earlier in the game. Summertown, I know, of course, the 1 block punt was a killer where they pretty much score on, but they had also deflected or partially blocked 2 other punts. Well, Summertown now 1st and 5. They are in the red zone. Quarterback will keep. Not a ton there, maybe a yard at best. Is Powell moving it forward. And the tough part about Scotts Hill, it's a young group. They're doing, they're trying their best to keep these games competitive. But as we mentioned at the start of this game, Drew, their road does not get easier. They're headed to Mount Pleasant next week and then Lewis County.
Mount Pleasant did to Riverside tonight.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant right now leading Lewis County at the half, 47-7. They're on pace for 94 points tonight. I don't think they'll get there, but still. There's a handoff.
Oh.
He gets around the edge, but he'll be taken down. I believe that's Olmstead with a run.
Olmstead, and again, number 67, who, again, we don't have a name for that young man, but my gosh, that was one heck of a hit.
Checking into the game is number 63, Morgan Riddle. He's a sophomore. Also, number 25, Jackson Bunn, a freshman. So you've got a lot of young guys getting some time in tonight. You never know how truly important it is for these young guys to get in and get some work.
Absolutely. Homecoming night on top of it to get in front of your friends.
That'll be handed off, trying to get around the edge, but nothing there. That is number 25, Jackson Bunn, who just checked in. Not much left in this one, fixing to be under 3 minutes.
I'll tell you what, number 77, Ryan Workman, another freshman, going to come in, set up on the offensive line. That's the thing, if you're going to carry a lot of underclassmen, it's always great when you get them some in-game experience. And you know they're going to be fired up. So you know, even though it's 2 minutes left in a blowout, they're going to give, you know, full effort on the plays that they get to run.
Everything they've got. Powell, he's going to keep it, and he's just swamped under. He faked that handoff, and then he was basically just covered up immediately.
You figure at this point, Scotts Hill, from where the ball is around the 10-yard line, they're just going to pin their ears back and go.
Another game we haven't mentioned much tonight, Richland. They've taken care of Community 42-8. So, yeah, it's actually a final. So I figure they're probably in a similar situation to what we're in. Wayne, another one that we haven't said much about, Wayne County leading Brewston Hollow Rock 22-6. It's in the fourth. So it looks like Wayne County will be picking up another win.
This Lewis County-Adamsville game is still interesting. It's a 7-point lead for Adamsville.
Miscommunication and virtually no gain again. Summertown staring at a fourth down here. I'm wondering here if they're just not going to go. Just go for it here.
We do have an injured player on Scotts Hill, so that will actually stop the clock. Oh, no. Yes, it will stop the clock.
Scotts Hill, as Drew mentioned, with a young man down. So we'll take a moment and let the trainers look at him. We'll be back here in a moment. You're listening to Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg has a legacy of being a family-owned and operated company. Since 1927, our business has grown and evolved into today's one-stop source for all your automotive supplies. But in that time, one thing has stayed the same, and that's our commitment to our customers and their needs. At Volco Auto Supply, you'll find everything for your car, truck, or even fleet of vehicles, but with good old-fashioned customer service the way it needs to be. That's Volco Auto Supply, 416 Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg. Visit VolcoAuto.com.
The Raptor Series from Hustler Turf. A premium line of residential mowers designed with a wide stance for operator comfort, a one-piece 11-gauge steel frame and welded steel deck for added durability, finished off with premium Kawasaki V-twin power. We are Hustler Turf, and this is Hustler Country.
Top quality
Volco.
equipment rentals at the right price. It's not too good to be true at Rent Right Equipment and Sales. We guarantee clean, reliable products that are up to your standards. Our family-owned business has been doing that for more than 40 years. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff take care of you from purchase to maintenance. Saws, drills, lifts, mowers, generators, you name it, we've got it.
All right, back here at Summertown. Summertown with the football. Young man number 64, John Elliott, is being helped off the field right now. He's limping pretty badly, so prayers for that young man. Make sure hopefully everything's okay with him, but he is still being helped off. Looks like maybe an ankle, lower leg. I'm not sure.
He went down almost immediately, and he was on the field for quite a bit of time. But, you hate to see injuries at all, but then you really hate to see it, under 2 minutes to go in a blowout game, especially for Scott Teal, because he's an upperclassman, and he's been a big part, plays both sides of the ball.
Summertown 4th and 8, and they're headed for it. Powell's going to keep it. I don't think he's going to get there, but maybe he will.
He snuck through.
Does he have? Yes, he does,
I
believe.
It's first down.
They're marking him right at it.
I'll tell you what, he better get that play quick if they want to get this ball snapped, because we're under 30, coming up to 30 seconds.
Man, I didn't think there was any way he was going to get there, but he just kept those legs churning, and I think that might be your final play of the game. Your play clock and game clock are pretty much matched up to identical.
Looks like guys are starting to make their way towards the 50. Well, it's better to be on the 43 end in some of these games, but, credit to Scott Hill. I tell you, I really have a lot of respect for that team and their players. They played a tough game, and they got some things they can work on, but Adam, I think they'll get it corrected. And as they get, older and grow into the program, I imagine they'll have some success in their future.
Yeah, I agree. Tough one for them tonight. But if you're Summertown, look, you want to get better, you want to improve, but also too they start off to a 2-2 start, and they have had dog fights in every game. I mean, you start out with Lawrence County, then Wayne County, Mount Pleasant. All these teams that they've just Cascade was a great game.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been an opportunity like this to where you can kind of put the pedal down, win a blowout game. So, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Summertown started off rough tonight.
Right.
But I really think, look, you can't say much. They reeled off, 40-something straight points.
That was kind of one of those games, but if you don't, then you're disappointed. So it's, you came in, you did what you do. You don't control who you play. You just show up, and the ball's kicked off, and you do your job. And, your goal is to score when you have the ball. So they were able to accomplish that, and for the most part, keep Scott Hill out of the end zone.
Well, and minimal injuries tonight. I don't think there's anything major at all. Coming up, Drew, next week should be a tough one, another tough one for Summertown. Lewis County still only down by 7 to Adamsville, so Summertown will travel to Lewis County next Friday night, and then after that, of course, you've got your big inter-county rivalry game at Loretta. So Summertown's got a rough little road ahead. I think at that point, I think they have a bye week. They're off. So 2 of the next 3 weeks, Summertown's going to be playing some solid football teams. Yeah, and you're going to be away from here for a while. At least you're looking at a minimal. I'm not sure after those next 3 will, but I know
it's almost
3 weeks. It's going to be 4 weeks at a minimum.
4 weeks. Yeah, it was a weird schedule. At home 3 weeks in a row, and then gone 4 weeks in a row. But hey, one thing. Lewis County is in a dogfight, so they, Summertown has the schedule's in their favor, so they could get rested and have a good week of practice. And Lewis County is going to come out of this contest, which they're moving the ball right now, so that game is not over.
No. Well, Will, my friend, I want to thank you for the great job you did tonight, as usual. We've got 37 TVs up in this booth. Everywhere I look, there's a TV. We've got Canadian football games on in here. I saw an Australian rules football. There's a soccer match from Uruguay in one corner. It's amazing. I'm telling you. Yeah, Cody and the great job. The drone footage to me is amazing.
Oh, the drone is awesome.
Yeah, when you look at this, this beautiful field lit up, all the effort that this crew and the great people around here do is just, it's amazing to watch. I'm going to tell you, we could call, get some ESPN reps down here to get some tips on how to do things from Will. But, my friend, any parting words before we get out of here, Drew?
Hey, great job. Summertown, take care of business. Happy homecoming to all those involved. Stay safe this weekend, and let's get ready to go for Lewis County next week.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, we appreciate y'all watching tonight. Summertown on homecoming. They're going to win this one big, 43-12. Be ready next Friday night if you want to see a good game. If you can't get out to Lewis County, hopefully the weather will be great. It's not far down the road, 20-25 minutes. Go support this team because it's going to be a tough one. But if not, we should have that one, I'm assuming, Will, on X Sports next Friday night. So get ready for that one, Summertown and Lewis County. For Will Pettis, Mr. Drew Cranston and Adam Lindsay. You've been watching Summertown Football on the X Sports Network.
Going the distance with